Let me just adjust that real quick. Uh, oh, ouch. Good evening, everybody. It's Monday morning, or Monday evening. I did not do a live last night, so I'm doing one tonight. Excuse me. Right now, I'm expelling some gas. Um, Life update basically, other than as you can see, I got a haircut and there's a lot of things going on. I was supposed to be meeting today with, um, sorry, excuse me. I was supposed to be meeting today with a social worker. Unfortunately, her schedule was not open enough to have today to meet, so she's going to try again tomorrow at 2:30, same time. Um, and I can't wait because I've got a list of questions and things that I hope she can help me out with. Um, so I'm what are you doing, Ma?
Just texting people, let them know you're live.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I should have waited until you're done with that.
oh, okay.
Other than that, it's basically mom. Um, excuse me. My nose is kind of on the clog side. Um, Mom had got me a Fitbit basically, and I had set it up and put it on before we went shopping. And again, I walked through our Stop and Shop without the cart. Mom wasn't doing so good today, so I let her use the cart to lean on. And I didn't even think about bringing my walker, so I just left it home. And basically, since I'm gonna say about what time did we get the mail, the packages?
Oh, gee. I don't remember, about 2 or so.
Right. Since I'm gonna say since about 4, because I don't either somewhere in between 3 and 4, because I don't know how long it took me to get my Fitbit basically attached to the phone. But since I got it and was doing all the walking, I've done um, about 50 steps. Yeah, 50 steps below 2,000 steps today. Um, and I'm glad. I wish I had it earlier than that because Mom and I walked to the main building for our haircuts. So that probably would have put me over 2,000, maybe closer to 2,100. Don't know. But I'm happy. Comments?
A lot of hellos. Your hair looks great.
Thank
You
you.
look great.
Thank you.
Nice haircut. Lisa's here.
Hello, Lisa.
Tracy Harmon is here. May, Sheila Hall,
Hello, Sheila.
Pam. Ren Moon said, Jim, hi Jim, your haircut looks so good. Good to see you this evening.
Yeah.
Um, Lainey Suki said, looking great, Jim. Pam said, you look amazing.
Thank you.
You look like a new man, she wrote.
I feel like a new man. I mean, when we got done with the haircuts, and granted, I pulled my hood from my lightweight sweat jacket over my head. Temperature was actually pretty nice today. I Mom and I walked back, or I walked back by myself. Mom had to go back for something, um, so I walked back by myself and made it onto the back porch. So basically, besides needing to talk to the social worker through Compass, which is the therapy group I'm going through. And when I did go to them and talk to them, the lady that I talked to via teleconference said basically the way things sound from her perspective is I'm not having any psychological issues, but um, through them I was able to get the social worker so I can get other stuff rolling. hopefully the social worker can help me with um, Social Security, and I might have to do it on my own, but I'll see what happens. Get a hold of DSS. They should be able to help me out get like my own food stamps, um, and maybe other kinds of help. Um, but like I said, I'm going to talk to this lady tomorrow and see what happens, because I feel this is just the way I feel right now, and I'm not trying to push myself or accelerate my healing or anything like that. But I feel right now that if I had a dedicated laptop for work, I could probably start working as a travel agent at my own time, my own pace, at any given moment. I just don't have financial resources to get the laptop I looked at. It was through Walmart. It was a refurbished Apple uh, iBook, whatever they're called nowadays, and it was only 200 and change, 200 plus taxes basically through Walmart. And I was like, yeah, if I can get some money rolling in here and be able to afford that, I would go out and get that so I can use it for travel as a travel agent. The only other thing that I would need would be like, I think it's $40 for per month. Um, Basically, that money goes back to the travel agency for training and usage of um, their their software, basically. Um, so I'm like, okay, I need to get money rolling in here somehow. And no, I'm not asking anybody to send me anything, because I'm not the type of person who would openly ask people to pay for anything, because I would end up feeling like I owe, I need to repay those who that gave me anything or helped me out with anything. So
Shopper Girl said you should be so proud of yourself, Jim. Sally, thanks for standing by him. You two make a great team. Yeah.
we do.
um, there's a lot of other nice job on the number of steps from Sheila Hall. Um, and then she said, "Don't push it, Jim. You still need to go to cardiac rehab a few times a
Yeah.
week."
Um, I am currently waiting for a message or a phone call or anything like that from uh, the hospital, basically, because the PT and cardio is in the I. It's basically I go to the hospital's rehabilitation center. Um, from what the doctor has said to me, is he wants to set it up for 3 times a day, 3 times a week, which I would be fine with. Um, so, like I said, I'm just waiting for the doctor to say when, where, and all that.
um, Tracy Herman said, "Hoping for the best for you." Sheila Hall said, "Don't push it, Jim. You still need to go to cardiac rehab a few times a week."
Yeah, I'm only. I mean,
Pam asked when you start rehab.
I don't know yet, Pam. I haven't heard anything from them.
Tracy Herman said, "Take it easy, Jim. Don't push too hard because you still need healing time."
Yeah.
Sue Keeper said, "Maybe you should try to go back to your old job and get some money that way."
I could. I've been told that I could. I just have to get paperwork from the doctor saying that it's okay to go back to work. I have a feeling that won't happen for at least 2 more months, maybe the full 4 months. I don't know. That's why I'm kind of like, I'm following what the doctor has basically told me. Um, he did not really give me any kind of limitations. He just basically said, try not to lean forward too much or reach too far. which I've already broken a couple times, and I'm can't say that I'm happy with myself. But the other thing is I'm trying to listen to my body as well as my doctors, and today is probably one of the busiest days I've had in a long time, in a month, because walking to the main building for their to go to their salon to get my hair cut. That was today, and then the walk around the shopping center. Um, so like tomorrow, I'm probably gonna feel it. I'm gonna be hurting tomorrow, but I'm I'm not really trying to push myself on a daily basis. Um, the reason why I did do what I did today is because I felt not only did I feel very good and very energized and whatnot, and like I said, I will probably feel it in the morning. Any more questions?
Yeah, a girl says, the girl said, Jim, you should probably contact social services and notify them you are no longer living at the old address. Jerry should not be getting SNAP for two people. And then she said they might just transfer your share of SNAP to you. You may not even need to apply.
Well, if that's the case, that would be awesome. I know Jarian would probably have a fit because she's losing some of her benefits. But like you said, there's no reason she should be getting as much as she is. That would be a phone call to DSS because they're the ones who handle that. I think. Um, if not, I can probably find out from the caseworker tomorrow or whatever that you want to call it.
Udine is here, said, hey, Jim.
Hello, Eugene.
Pearl Cottage said, one step at a time, Jim. Cardiac rehab first. Your doctor may say that with spine issues and cardiac stuff, you can no longer work. Plus, an apartment for you is a priority.
Yeah,
Pam said, Jim, how do you feel about your new look?
I love it. I love it. As Mom said earlier, I don't. I think she said it on our Discord channel or her Discord channel that I'm starting to. I look a little bit more like my dad, which I was kind of like, really? But I'm looking at myself in my camera, going, yeah, I'm not as how do I put it? Not as round in the face as he was.
Yeah, he
But
had a baby face.
yeah, he had a baby face.
Christian Queen said, it takes a long time to heal from the surgery. Take it easy.
I'm trying to. I don't do if I'm not feeling up to doing anything. I will let Mom know that I don't have any energy or I don't have it in me to move about. She's already been gracious enough to bring meals to me, and I know because she's already done it a couple times or a few times. She's brought me like I'll ask for a sandwich. She'll ask me what I want, and I tell her, and she makes it for me and brings it to me. But as I feel like I'm getting stronger and capable of doing my own things, there's been a lot of times where I get up and get my own drinks or make a snack or a sandwich or something along that line.
Um, Simone's girl said, Jim, you definitely look like you've taken a huge weight off your shoulders.
I feel like it. I feel like it. I mean, I'm not stressing about anything anymore. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I don't know if I should call it stress or just impatience. But like today, I wanted to get up and go. I was like, what can I do? I need something to do. I need to be able to, I need to get up and move around. I, there are so many things that I wanted to do, but a lot of them I was like, whoa, Jim, no, you don't know if you're going to be able to do that. You know that you need X, Y, and Z for that, So I basically was like happy just to get up, get some clothes on, some non-lounge clothes. Even though I'm still wearing my this shirt. Um, so I was happy to get out and walk to the salon person here on premise, and when we went shopping, I was more than happy not to lean on a cart or anything like that. And
Hmm.
granted, my sciatic was starting to act up in my buttocks, but other than that, I didn't have any major pain or anything that was going to basically put me down for God knows how long. So it is. I am trying to take it easy. I know going to the shopping center or walking along a fairly good distance might not always be the best um, for my energy level, but I feel that everything I can do within certain limitations every day will help me get strong enough that when I do finally go to PT, it's not going to be as difficult or strenuous. It's just going to be like rebuilding my energy, rebuilding my lung capacity, doing what I need to do to basically strengthen my cardio and basically my lower body and hopefully my back if we get into anything that will help my back. Um, because I think that's what the doctor wanted me to do was work on my cardio and hopefully be able to get work done for my back. Um, Other than that, like I said, I don't think I'm pushing myself. But if any of you listening to this think I'm pushing myself, or mom, if you think I'm pushing myself,
No.
let me know because I don't want to try to like run a marathon. I just want to be able to
Walk.
walk without any assistance and walk without getting like tired or winded quickly.
Jan said you might want to get regular work and housing figured out before you start any education.
That's kind of one of the things I'm going to be talking with a social worker about because the thing is, should I talk about the house?
Mm.
Well, I'm not going to talk about it, but the thing is I know basically what needs to be done before I get into like education or anything like that because if for whatever reason the doctor is basically telling me that I am not going to be able to work a physical job, in other words, standing for long periods of time or moving long distances, let alone picking up anything. Um, I don't exactly want to live off of my Social Security if I get it. I want to be able to earn an income, and hopefully, with travel agencies, I will get discounts for my own travel so I can go to different countries to learn a little bit about those countries so I become more efficient in telling people about different destinations in Europe, Japan. I'm not sure about like Asia or anything like that. Maybe Australia. Don't know about South America. I'm more of a European type of guy, so
Tracy Harmon said you look like a new person, Jim. Sound like it too.
feel like it.
Pearl Cottage said haircut and shave took years off of you.
Yep, I just gotta. Since I now have shaving cream, I can actually shave this down so it doesn't look like it's growing back real quick because that's what it feels like.
Um, Sheila Hall said yes, definitely ask your social worker about your SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
A couple of people saying hello to Lisa.
Okay.
Tracy Harmon said, I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, Jim.
That's going to be the fun part because, one, I don't know what the future is going to hold for me. So that is part of the adventure of discovering what's been, what God might have put out there for me to discover. Two, just the whole like starting over and finding new things and discovering more about myself and just well, like the saying goes, the world is your oyster. I'm not a big fan of oysters, but know what the saying is pertaining to. But yeah, it's gonna be fun and interesting. And now that I don't have the stress of somebody else trying to tell me what I can and cannot do, um, as long as as long as I don't get in trouble with the law, basically, I feel like I can do just about anything I want to, within limitations, of course, because I don't know what kind of limitations my body or my doctors are going to put on me because of one issue or another. Who knows? I mean,
Um, Sheila Hall said main things right now should be rehab, healing, SNAP, and housing.
yes, yes, that's the things I'm going to be talking with the social worker about and see what I can get. How fast I can get certain benefits, like SNAP, housing. That I like. I'll talk to her about it, but I just don't know what's available right now. I know I've been told by a couple people that a lot of these Section 8 housing groups will basically allow you to live in their home, in the houses or whatever, communities, whatever, and not have to worry about paying them until I start getting money into my pocket. Then it's basically going to be based on income, how much I have to pay them. So there's just a lot of things we're looking at right now. We've got plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. We're just waiting to see which one happens first.
Deidre said, didn't know you were on. Your hair looks amazing. Brand new man.
Yes, thank you.
There are a lot of illnesses going around. They're talking about COVID and the flu.
Yes, it's one of the
Um,
things that I've got to, one of the reasons why I don't go out as much as I want to because, well, one, I don't have a vehicle of my own, and two, my immune system is really compromised right now. And I get a cough every so often, it's sporadic. And I think to myself, oh, great, what am I coming down with? Or is this just because of fluid that might be in my lungs? Which I think that might be an issue that I will talk to a doctor about because I notice at night when I'm trying to go to sleep, I'll breathe and I'll hear this crackling noise, a deep down crackling noise, and I'm like, yeah, I probably got that's part of my bronchial issue is I get fluid on the lungs.
Tracy Harmon said, slow and steady wins the race, Jim.
I'm trying.
Lisa said, you're so much more clear headed. It's very apparent.
Yeah, you would know, Lisa. You've known me the longest.
Yeah.
You've known me in person and whatnot from New York and the times we've come down to visit you in Texas. So you'd be the one that would know, the best.
Mm-hmm. Simone's girl said, just make sure your doctors know how much you're doing.
Well, when I get to the rehab part, the PT part, I will tell them that I walk around. I'm not a couch potato. I don't like sitting sedentary for long periods of time because then I get so antsy that either I'll want to go run a race or do something that would be detrimental to my health.
Mm-hmm. Sheila Hall said, I think what you're doing is good, but I don't think you're ready for work yet.
No, I know I'm not ready for physical work, but the possibility of sitting down with a laptop or something like that to be an online travel agent or travel vacation salesperson, however you want to put it, is not that physical. It's more mental, and with today's technology and the information I got from the one travel agency is basically I just go into their um, setup basically, or they'll help me set up my own um, apps and whatnot for advertising and sales. And basically, what I do is just go in there and either punch in names, numbers, and locations, and or talk with the client to see what they're looking for, where they want to go, when they want to go, and tell them. I can get them flights, I can get them reservations, I can get them into actual tours. for that region. And right now, because the region I know the best is Germany, or at least the Rhine and Mosel river valleys in Germany, I can help them out with that kind of vacation. That's one of the reasons why the travel agency does suggest that when I can, with discounts and whatnot, go to someplace in Europe, like Oslo, Norway, because Oslo, Norway, from what I've read, has a lot of different museums and sites and stuff like that. Um, but I would like to go there firsthand to get more acquainted with the region and be more effective on my sales. Same with like Edinburgh, London, Dublin,
But
Belfast, Frankfurt, Germany. Well, yeah, I probably want to go back to because I don't know Munich area, Munich, Germany. All I know about Munich is it's a really close drive to Neuschwanstein, which is basically the big fancy castle that Disney made his castle out of or designed from. Um, that and Oktoberfest in Munich is like a month long party, you know. It's good for young travelers because a lot of young travelers want to party. For the older travelers, Neuschwanstein and some of the other castles that were built and designed by the same individual that built most of Mad Ludwig's
yeah.
castles. Because Ludwig never lived in Neuschwanstein. He had a castle that looked across the valley at it, but he lived in a different castle. So there's like a few castles out there that were designed by, this one person for King Ludwig.
Happy Paws said, I think a little bit of pushing yourself is good at this point. Somewhat, yes.
As long as I'm not pushing myself to the point of exhaustion or collapse or whatever, as long as I'm not doing it to the point where it's going to hurt, especially my heart. Um,
Hmm.
that's why I'm trying to take it easy. And like I said earlier, today was special because we had two different things to do.
Pearl Cottage said, not one time have I heard him say anything about his brain being a mess.
I'll tell you what, folks. I personally, and I'm going to talk to my doctors. I personally don't think I need any of the psychological medicine or drugs, except for maybe the Ritalin, because the Ritalin does help my brain slow down enough so I can think clearly. But for the most part, I think most of the issues I had psychologically and emotionally were because of the stresses and all the other negative things that were happening um, around the house with Jerry. Um,
You might talk to him about weaning you off of it slowly
yeah,
and seeing how you react.
yeah, that's probably a good idea because I've got one medication. It's called Boost Bar, and basically what it is, it's a booster for the Ritalin. So if I'm feeling anxious or anxiety, basically, I take the Boost Bar. It's basically PRN type medication. Thing is, I haven't had to use Boost Bar since I basically got out of the hospital. In fact, most of my regular medications, they weren't giving me while I was in the hospital. The only thing they were giving me was like blood thinner, um, pain medication, and a medication for my heart. So I didn't have any of my other like psychological drugs or other drugs that I was taking. So I'm like, yeah, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's outside of my own perspective or my own brain that's causing so many issues.
Um, Pat Canning said, oh my gosh, you look 10 years younger with your new look. Fabulous.
Yeah. I feel like going back and going, I'm not 54, I'm 43. Um, but no, they'll figure it out when they see my birth date.
Um, Pam said, asked Lisa, did you ever think Jim would do all this? And Lisa said, no, Pam, but I'm very proud of him.
I didn't think I was going to do all this either. I really didn't. I swear to God that between the operation itself and the stay at the hospital for a total of 7 days did wonders for my outlook and aspect of what I needed in
Mm-hmm.
my life, and realizing that there was very little to no chance of getting it while I stayed with Jerry. Now, as for the aspect of what is going on with Jerry, if anybody asks, I don't know. I got somebody had said something about Jerry had made a and put it on Facebook or something like that, a divorce cake. And I was like, okay, well, good for her. I'm not gonna celebrate it or do anything like that. I'm just gonna, as soon as I can get papers, I'm gonna fill out papers and have have them dropped off or mailed to her, um, because I don't want to give Jerry a chance to cause me any kind of strife or anything like that. And as somebody had said, it's best for me to just not be involved with the the overall dealings with Jerry, because all she's trying to do is find a way to get her hooks back into me, and I'm like, that's why I'm that's why I've basically separated myself.
Pam said, we all are proud of you. Like a fresh start, Happy Paw said. Pearl Cottage said, Jim usually can't get disability and work like that.
Well, that's the thing is, if I can if I can work and earn enough money that disability decides that I don't need their assistance, that's fine and dandy. But until I can get myself up and running, and even basically when I can get myself up and running and I'm making enough money to survive off of, um, I will personally tell them, look, I'm working, I'm getting X amount of dollars a month. Um, you can cancel my Social Security, until I'm forced to basically not work, um, which I hope is another 30 years down the line. Um, you know, but yeah, I understand that if I'm working and I'm making more than what an average part-time job would be, I probably won't need, let alone get, my Social Security. As for SNAP, I don't know what their limitations are, or the cutoff points, or anything like that. But we'll 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 just go through the processing and hope for the best.
Lenny's Moose got loose. Said, hi, Jim. Sorry to be late. You look so great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Simone's girl said, new adventures await, Jim. This must be so exciting for you.
It is, yet it isn't. The reason why I say that is because when you're dealing with the unknown, it could be a little, not like scary, but it could be like, hmm, if I go down and do this, this, and this, what's going to be the result? Or if I'm waiting for something, it's like, how long do I have to wait? And what's going to be the result once I don't have to wait no more? So it's like I'm trying to do certain things that I want to do because I feel that I can do them, but at the same time I'm basically fighting my own doubts, because it's like I do want to be a travel agent. I do want to help people go to vacation destinations, whether it's an actual, like, travel by plane to a destination, have a place a hotel waiting for them, reservations, um, tours, whatever, and how can I get them into this vacation, or get them to the vacation spot without costing them an arm and a leg. Or I can do with the same travel agency, I can be a cruise specialist, which basically means I know all the different cruises, where they start from, where they come home to, where their destinations are, how long it's going to be, how much it's going to cost, that kind of thing. And the benefit of doing that is I'll get points for my own vacations at a at a discount. So it's one of those like I'm not worried about the discounts. I'm more like I want to help people find a vacation. Simple as that. And yes, I might have to go and do some traveling and whatnot when I can afford to learn about these locations and what they have to offer for vacationers or you know visitors basically. So that's like kind of my goal. My other goal, which I'm not going to talk about my other goal because it's kind of like I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, so I'm just going to keep it to myself.
Happy Paw said you sound like a completely different person. What in the world was she medicating you with?
I think a part of it was um, not only just the medication that the doctor prescribed, but it was her own, not even actual physical medication. It was just her way of subduing subduing me into submission. That and anytime I try to make comments or anything like that on live or anything else that she didn't want to hear, she gave me a what for. She either gave me a what for, or she just gave me an attitude that basically just turned me off. I just became like numb to the world around me.
I'm getting a bunch of different messages here and I can't keep up with everything.
Well,
Oops, where am I? Becca said your haircut looks good.
I basically, when I sat down with all my long hair, the lady was like, "How much you want cut off?" And I said, "As long as I got a little bit left in the back of my neck and on top of my head, just give me like I said businessman style haircut." And she did a really good job.
Rolling Mock said she's proud of you.
Thank you.
Um, Simone's girl said, Jim, you had major surgery literally 1 month ago. Give yourself time to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm doing. The sutures are still in because I can feel one up here, toward the top of them. I can feel the knot, but there's these little pieces of medical tape. See if I can pull this down.
Strips.
See them right here? These little strips. They're starting to fall off on their own.
Good.
I'm not pulling on them or doing anything.
Yeah, they said they should.
The doctor basically said they'll fall off on their own when they're ready, and I can tell that there's probably sutures underneath the strips because of the knot at the top. Um, and I know from other little surgeries I've had and had to have sutures, the sutures will either come off on, deteriorate and come off on their own, or by the feel of these because they're pretty rough. That the doctor, when it's time, the doctor will probably have to snip and gently pull a couple of them out. But I probably won't know for another 2 months or more.
Rachel Rose said, one step at a time, you will get there.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to rush anything.
I keep on losing where it was.
Oh.
Because we're way behind.
Oh. Well, if you feel like you have to skip around.
I'm gonna just skip.
Yeah,
I appreciate them all, but
yeah, we appreciate all the comments and whatnot. But where are you?
Simone's girl asked if there's mod, and you haven't made a mod yet.
I haven't made a mod yet. I got to go through one of my other videos and see if I can find the different people that I want to be, put as a mod. Mom being one, and then I've got at least 3, 4 other ones. because I know mom will be here for most of them unless I'm living on my own, and then I gotta,
Let me know.
first thing I gotta do is let mom know so mom can let everybody else know, and then once I know they're all ready, I will jump on and do my live. Um, but I am going to be putting up mods.
Brenda Lackford said, "Wow, you're looking very good.
Thank you, Brenda.
Jim, I'll start wanting to take you home with me." There's Brenda. Coco
Well,
Bear said, "So happy to see Sally and Jim living such a happy, peaceful life."
all I can say is it's about dang time. Because I mean, if I had seen this coming, or if I knew how bad it was before we left New York, I probably would have said, "You can stay here in New York. I'm going back to Rolla." And if she would have said anything negative, I would have just said, "Consider it a divorce," because I I swear to God, once she got her cancer and whatnot, she got really, I mean, just off the chain, needy, controlling, had to have everything the way she wanted it. And that's when she started her whole like, "Oh, the doctor said I need bed rest." Well, yeah, but he also said, the thing was, her argument was the doctor didn't give her a timeline of how much bed rest. And I was like, I don't think he meant all day. But one of the biggest issues I had with her being either in bed or just sitting sedentary on the couch was the crumbs all over, I mean, all over the couch, all over the bed. Then there was, the dog practically like eating off the same plate. And then she started feeding the dog using her own dang fork. That was just like, no, no. Yes, I've given dogs in the past that we've had, not me and Jerry, but family wise. Um, I would give them scraps off my plate, but I would not feed them at the table. Um, I had one dog back in Arizona that my grandmother kind of spoiled because she was giving the dog pizza crust at the dining room table.
She was giving him food off her plate. We were giving him pizza crust.
Oh yeah, we were, but yeah, Grandma kind of started it, and we didn't try to stop it. That was our bad. But
Um,
I have no idea what she's going to do with the cat and dog once she
Right.
leaves that house, because it depends. Or she